Okay, so this is okay. So as you can see, part two, speaking part two, we finished part one last time, in session number 3. Session 4 in the free IELTS speaking text by IELTS Academy is about part 2 of the speaking test. These are some facts about the speaking test, as you can see. So part 2 lasts from 3 to 4 minutes. Give yourself like 1 minute, read these facts and ask me for clarification if you want. So four things here to focus on. The timing of part 2. You're giving.
Right. Well, what is a cue card?
A cue card is like some card like this, in which you have a task, a speaking task. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see me? Maybe a camera. Yeah. Can you see? So a speaking task, a cue card is something, a card like this, in which you have like a speaking task. You're giving this card, for example, which has a topic. For example, you're going to talk about a journey that you have done before or you made, and you should speak for from 1 to 2 minutes. You shouldn't stop talking at all unless the examiner tell you to stop. But also you should cover some points. Where did you go? Who were with you? How were you feeling, and so on. So you have some points which you should cover while you're talking. You should prepare for talking from 1 to 2 minutes, non-stop. If you stopped without this, your score will be affected without the examiner telling you to stop.
Yeah.
For example, a cue card is something like this. What is a cue card is the next question. As you can see, for example, describe an activity you do to keep fit. This is the main topic. However, there are some things, some topics which you should cover while you are speaking, and you must cover them because this will be added to your score. If you speak without covering these prompts, you will get a lower score, because this is actually adds to your task achievement. What you do, I have to clarify what I do. For example, I will be given 1 minute with a piece of paper, a small piece of paper. The question is in front of you like this, and you should brainstorm what you are going to cover first before you talk. The examiner will give you a minute to think about this. You should cover what, when, how much, and explain how this activity helps you to keep fit. How many points here that you should cover and prepare for in this card? This is number 1. This is the main topic. This is number 2. What, when, how much, and also you should 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points. Plus the main point and related to the main point. Describe a place. So this is the thing, description. You visited when you were a child. Your talk should be relevant. So when you were a child means you're going to talk in the past, not in the present. Here you're going to talk in the present. Okay, where it is, when, what, explain why. These are 2 examples of cue cards. To make things better for you, it's better. Mr. Khalid, I shared this with you in the group.
Like you send the link of the book?
Yeah, you can download it directly.
Right.
Michael McCarthy is like a great author. He's the author of Touchstone series. collocations is one part of your vocabulary in the IELTS, and vocabulary is one part of everything in the grammar, and sorry, in the speaking, reading, writing, and listening, and every part of it. In one way or another, your vocabulary will be tested in any of the components of the IELTS, more specifically in the writing and speaking. So you have, for example, this is a lesson talking about register. You know the meaning of register?
Yeah. To enroll.
No.
سجل يعني تسجل في حاجة.
دي حاجة خاصة يعني unless you have studied the delta or you have read about it, you will not be able to register. معناها يسجل في حاجة، بس الwords نفسها ليها register، يعني formal ولا non formal or neutral. يعني لما بتكلم يعني السبوكن انجلش الريجستر بتاعه دايما بيكون انفورمال، ما ينفعش استخدمه في الرايتنج اطلاقا، فلازم اخليه في الريجستر. ده بندخل برضه في الكونيتيشن بتاع الكلمه. الكونيتيشن يعني the positive or negative effect of the word. Some words have positive effect, some words have negative effect, and this is related to the culture itself. Okay? فبعض الكلمات some words for example have positive. For example عندي كلمه thin يعني رفيع، وعندي كلمه slim رفيع، في عندي كلمه سكيني رفيع، وفي سلندر، كل دول معناهم رفيع. however الكونتكست نفسه اللي هستخدمه فيه بيأثر. يعني لو جيت واحد قلت له you look skinny, this have a negative connotation. يعني معناه ان انت خلاص بقيت جلد بعد مش بتاكل كويس ولا ايه، غير لما اقول له you are slim يعني جسمك حلو، يعني رشيق، رفيع بس رشيق.
Smell is more polite أصلا.
Yeah, so this is called what? Connotation. والكونوتيشن ليه علاقه، يعني ممكن انا استخدم كلمه في السبيكينج الكونوتيشن بتاعها سيء نزل السكور معايا. If you are not aware of how to use words are not just about يعني memorizing the translation بتاع الكلمه بالعربي. المشكله ان احنا بنحفظ، لما بنحفظ الكلمه بنحفظها ميته، لازم نحفظها وهي حيه كده زي السمك. نبقى عارفين ازاي بنستخدمها وازاي، ولما ادخلها برضو عندي في جسمي في المخ بتاعي تبقى سمكه بتعوم عارفه طريقها وبتكبر. فور اكزامبل يبقى انا عارف الكلمه والورد فاميلي بتاعها والنطق بتاعها والاكستريس، وعارف اللي ازاي استخدمها في جمل مفيده كي اكزامبلز، وعارف اذا كان ليها ريجستر معين تنفع. يعني فورمال اهو فورمال انجلش ونيوز بيبر انجلش، في انواع كتير من الريجستر، والبزنس انجلش حسب كل كلمه ليها ريجستر. اوكي. والكونوتيشن يعني كلمه مثلا يوث او يانج بيبل بوزيتيف كونوتيشن، لكن لو قلت جينيفايل حدث من الاحداث اللي بيخش السجن يعتبر حدث يعني صغير في السن young, but does it have a positive connotation?
Nope.
No, but it's because more related to the prison. الكلمه بيحصل لها زي ريجستر كده، يعني بتتسجل على حسب الكونتكست اللي بتستخدم فيه. I have to be careful about the register of the word itself. نرجع تاني. It is better if you watch a video about part 2. So we can use YouTube for this. IELTS speaking part 2. Let's watch like an IELTS speaking part 2 to see how it is organized, how it is done. This is like a band 8 speaking IELTS 2. We could also find how, for example, this is a 3.5 task 2, and so on. Let's see how it will start. Let's watch this one.
Welcome to IELTS Energy. Band.
So now in this part, I'm going to give you a topic and you must talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay.
So as you can see, this is an instruction. When the examiner introduced to you part 2, he will tell you, so I'm going to give you a card to talk about a minute, to talk about a topic from 1 to 2 minutes. But don't stop talking unless the examiner tell you. The examiner will have like a timer in front of him and a recorder. Your response will be recorded.
You will have 1 minute to take notes and think about what you are going to say. Do you understand?
Yes, sure.
So here is a pencil and paper for taking notes.
Okay, thank you.
And here is your topic card.
Okay,
Please don't write anything on the cue card.
okay.
I'd like you to...
So Zainab, you know now what is a cue card?
Yeah,
You
I
know
got
what
it.
a cue card is? Yeah. This is the question here in the cue card.
Yes, I got
Okay. And this is the cue card, as you can see. And the examiner, this is examiner, give her the instructions and give her like a piece of paper and a pen or pencil to take notes. You will have how many minutes here to take notes?
one minute, right?
1 minute. So you have to read the topic as quickly as you can, and you have to brainstorm ideas before you speak. And remember, it's only 1 minute. The examiner will tell you, you can start now. Let's continue watching.
Describe a time you visited someone in another city.
Okay.
All right. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you.
Okay.
I'll tell you when the time is up. So can you start speaking now, please?
Yes, sure. So let me tell you a story when I visited my friend. So to begin with, I visited...
What was the topic? Mr. Khalid, did you watch? What was the topic?
Yeah, like the last time you visited.
Yeah.
My friend, her name was Julia. Well, actually, we learned together at school. We were classmates. So, and when she was a freshman student, she was in the first course, and she embraced the opportunity to just get education in Paris. And yes, since then, she lives there. Well, move on. I visited her for a couple of reasons. The first one is that we see each other once in a blue moon, and we just decided to catch up there. And the second one is that I had my Schengen visa, and I tried to use it and to visit Paris and a couple of cities as well. Well, and why I really enjoyed by this journey is that I really was blown away by Paris. That's an amazing city, has a long historical background. It has plenty of sites like Eiffel Tower and some other things. Well, and finally, I would have to say that I was over the moon to just catch up with Julia, because we was hanging out together. We visited lots of places together, and she has shown me Paris, and I was so impressed by this trip. This was my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.
Can you say anything else about it?
I'm sorry, could you?
So after finishing the talk, did the examiner tell her to stop or not?
No, she stopped.
She stopped. This is not good, by the way. Okay. And what happened after she stopped? Did the examiner ask her any more questions about the same part 2?
That's fine, thank you. Anything else about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, could you?
That's fine, thank you.
Okay.
And one more question.
Sure.
Did you tell anyone else about this trip?
Yes, sure. I told a lot about this trip to my family, to my parents, yes, and also to our classmates.
Thank you. Can I have the paper and pencil
sure.
back?
Sure. Here it is, please.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So as you saw, she did not quite finish the whole 2 minutes for.
She did not, which is not good. This will affect your score. 3.5 or which is not, it's like a beginner level. بس هنا ممكن يكون عندها هي أكتر من كده. But she committed a mistake in يعني performing the test itself. She used, for example, idioms, which is good. Over the moon, once in the blue moon, okay?
For the speaking part 2. So if you want to see the scores, the IELTS band scores that I would give her for this speaking part 2, as well as full feedback and advice and transcripts from her answer, go to allearsenglish.com/band. All right, everyone.
Okay, so this is just to give you an overview about how part 2 is done in the IELTS test. Turning back to here, what would you talk about? The topics on cue card relate to daily life and common experiences that most candidates can prepare and answer quickly. For example, you could describe activity you do to keep fit, place you visited, teacher who has influenced you, something you or someone you know collect. Talk about an article recently in a magazine or newspaper, talk about a game, something like this. So usually these are more related to everyday life. As you saw in the video, you will be given a paper to take notes. For example, how did Simon use, this is a topic, okay? Take a minute to look at it. Can you take notes in a piece of paper? Take notes for 1 minute. I will work my stopwatch for this. I have a timer here in my computer. Did you finish taking notes or not yet?
How does activity use you to keep fit?
Remember, and one of the strategies for the exam is to have some sort of time management. You will have in the test, in the real test, you will have only 1 minute to prepare the notes. Okay, now compare your notes with Simon. He did this. So he will going to talk about exercise and daily routine.
Daily routine pool at Sports Sen.
Beach holidays, used to run, keep pain, confident swimmer, no medals, don't push myself, relaxing. Now, can you guess what he talked about? What did he talk about? Any idea?
The activity to keep fit or what?
Yeah, yes, but activity to keep fit. انت مثلا you can talk about football. Someone else could talk about exercise. Someone else could talk about running. What did he talk about here? It depends on the notes, by the way, that you prepare in 1 minute. Because the question does not have a definite answer.
Running.
You could be exercise here, daily routine, pool at sports center, beach holidays. So it could be swimming, it could be more than one activity.
Yeah, you mean this is a recommendation or something?
Not a recommendation.
Right.
He has to prepare, to brainstorm his ideas before he talk.
Yeah.
يعني انا في بارت 2 بعد ما الاكزامينر بيديني الكيو كارد بيديني 1 مينيت ليه؟ عشان اغطي الاربع نقاط او الخمسه اللي موجودين في الكارد، الكيو كارد. انا مش مطلوب مني اصل في ال1 مينيت انا مش هحضر التوك كله، انا هحضر النقاط الرئيسيه لان دي هغطيها، لان دي اسمها تاسك اتشيفمنت، لان من الحاجات الاساسيه اللي انا هبص عليها قبل ما ابص على البرونسيشن والجرامر والفوكابلري، هبص على التاسك اتشيفمنت بتاعك في الجزء ده. Did you cover all the points or not؟ دي هتتحسب لك هنا في التاسك 2. التاسك اتشيفمنت يعني انا لو اتكلمت كده كلام عايم وما غطيتش النقاط اللي موجوده في الكيو كارد you will be penalized. واللي بيحصل ان في ناس تقول لك انا لا اتكلمت والاكزامينر ما هو انت طب التاسك اتشيفمنت انا ببص في زي ما قلت لكم as I told you before in the speaking test we look at fluency and coherence. وخلي بالي المين فوكس بتاع بارت 2 الفلوينسي، لانك انت هتتكلم لمده دقيقتين نون ستوب. جرب تعملها كده، اقف قدام المرايه، جهز توبيك، جيب ستوب واتش، جيب الموبايل بتاعك وسجل لنفسك دقيقتين، حضر نفسك لتوبيك وشوف الفيتشرز بتاعت السبوكن لانجوج اللي هتطلع عندك ايه. Think about your pronunciation. Think about fluency and coherence، تنظيمك للكلام. Think about vocabulary range. Think about if you covered everything. Think about your grammar and accuracy. طيب, this is what he said. I'll give you 2 minutes to read it.
The picture disappeared.
Yeah, just a minute. 1 minute. Okay, the meeting will stop now. Maybe in 10 minutes. So okay, we still have time. Okay, well, so what do you think? Did he cover all the points? Here are the points. What you do, when it started, how much time, and explain how this activity helps you to keep fit. Question number 1, did he cover all the points?
Yeah, I guess yes.
There is no guessing here, so we have to make sure that he covered it. So which activity? What was the activity?
Swimming.
Swim. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the next point?
When
when did he talk
when
about
he was
when?
a child. Yeah,
I
when
was
he
a
was
child.
a child.
Okay. And that's the next point. How much time? Feel comfortable. He covered it. Once a year. This is his time. Does he feel comfortable? His feeling about this. How do you feel? So in the first part, he covered all the points. What about these?
Yeah, this is
Extension.
support.
Extension of his.
Yeah.
Because actually you have to invent a story. لازم تخترع قصه. انا في مره في الايلتس جبت 8 في السبيكينج اكتر من مره. النقاط اللي موجوده انا ممكن اغطيها في باراجراف زي ما انت شايف كده. You can cover it in one just for 3 sentences directly وخلص الموضوع. التريك ان I have to talk for 2 minutes and I have to show my abilities. طيب يبقى الحل ان انا لازم اخترع قصه. Invent a story. يعني I was asked once about a help that you did for a friend. Tell us about what the kind of help, who was the friend, what did you do, why, and so on. And they had to invent a real story or an imaginary story. I covered the points, and then one day and me and my friend were going to work. He was driving his car, and suddenly I received a call from him. His car was broken down. Okay, so I drove my car to his location. First, I couldn't go to the location, so I asked him to send me the location in WhatsApp chat. And when I reached, I found that he was not able to solve the problem because as I have a certain experience in mechanics and I have my tools in my car, I could help. First, I checked that what was the problem. The problem was like the car dynamo was not working, and so you have to invent a story. Right? Because you have to cover the time and you shouldn't stop. This is my advice to you. And if you are in a real test, you shouldn't stop before the 2 minutes are over. So these are the things that he wrote in the paper, which contained some good keywords, some collocations and structures. الكوليكيشن انا بعت لكم كتاب من الكوليكيشن اهو. If you want to study more about collocation. Next, you will have another approach to your notes. لو انت عايز تركز يعني على في النوتس, you have to see the keywords in the question when you prepare your notes, which is because you preparing your notes is very important. Where, when, what, would, كل الحاجات دي لازم اخطط عليها. Take some time to make notes for this cue card using the circled words as headings. And then you can prepare your notes. النوتس مهمة جدا لان ده بالظبط زي it's like the gas or petrol of your thought before you talk. Collocation structure. You could use also idioms. الايديومز بترفع معاك السكور عموما في الايلتس في السبيكينج من 6 ل 7 فوق. فالidioms is a very, very important part with collocations. I'd like to talk about ممكن ابدا حديثي دايما I like to talk about I'm going to talk about something عشان يبين التوبيك بتاعتي. Okay? Do you think Linda spoke formally or informally? What do you think? I think they are called. It was great to would go there formally or informally. طبعا informally. وده الريجستر بتاع اللغه. يا ترى هي السبوكن لانجوج في الغالب بتكون informal language غير اللغه الفورمال زي وكما تدرون حضراتكم حتى اللغه المفخمه اللي بنستخدمها في العربي تعتبر حتى العربي فيه ريجستر. اي لغه فيها ريجستر. Okay, this is informal language. I'd like to talk about the summer holidays we had when I was a child in 19. My parents liked to take us to the. It was hot in the summer. Okay, it is better to use طبعا to speak in informal language in the IELTS test. Okay, this is your turn. This is something that you can do for homework. You can take this cue card, speak for 2 minutes, and send it into the WhatsApp group. This is a homework for you. If you want to send it in private, it's okay, no problem.
All right.
This is like how the question starts. In general, both correct or false. Let's check and recap the session because I'm going to end the session and this will be and I will send you homework. The second part should be practice and feedback. You can do some sort of practice. You can choose a topic and send me your recording and I will send your feedback. Or I will send you some tasks on the group and you can record yourself. I will listen to the recording and give you some feedback. Part 2 of the IELTS test is 1 to 2 minutes long. You can make written notes during 60 seconds of preparation. You should try to use them. Now, which one is correct? Is it 1 to 2 minutes?
Yes.
No.
Why? We said that she will
no,
about from 1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2 minutes التوك بتاعك انت your talk. البارت كله على بعضيه 4 minutes. يعني around 4 minutes لان في examiners instruction وفي 1 minute to prepare و 2 minutes to talk يبقى at least 4 minutes. At least ممكن يكون 5. This is approximate. 3. Okay. You can make written. What about number 2, Ms. Zainab? What do you think?
Yes, I guess yes. She
yes,
told her
exactly.
Have 1 minute to take notes. Yeah.
Okay. Is this your first time to watch a part 2 IELTS exam?
I guess no. I don't remember.
Okay. So are you familiar with part 2?
Yes.
Okay. You should try to use synonyms for the words on the cue card.
I don't think so. She has to. You have to speak in your own words using idioms or whatsoever.
Yes, synonyms is a synonyms key issue in every part of the IELTS test حتى في listening وفي reading وفي speaking وفي writing وهي اللي هتساعدني على البارافريز لو انا هعمل writing او هعمل speaking. and you shouldn't repeat yourself all the time. So synonyms ده IELTS synonyms من الاخر. synonyms بالفوكاب. synonyms مهمه جدا. Okay. why يعني بدل مثلا activity يكون say exercise. لازم استخدم السينونيمز.